If you've ever bought a cheap sewing machine that couldn't handle more than a few layers of cotton without jamming, you know the sinking feeling of buyer's regret. I've seen it happen to friends who thought they were saving money only to realize too late that a $200 machine can't sew through denim or quilt a throw blanket without skipping stitches. That's exactly why the Juki 2010q caught my eye. It's not the cheapest option out there, but it's priced well below most true industrial machines, and it actually feels like it can grow with your projects instead of holding you back. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those plastic-bodied machines you find at big box stores. The Juki 2010q is built like a tank, and it's designed to sit on a table or a dedicated stand without wobbling. I've used it to sew canvas tote bags, denim jackets, and even lightweight upholstery, and it didn't miss a stitch. That's the kind of reliability you don't get from consumer-grade machines, where you're constantly adjusting tension or babying the fabric through the feed dogs. The motor is powerful enough that you don't have to baby it either, just set the speed and let it rip. For someone who sews daily or quilts regularly, that kind of consistency is worth the investment. But here's the thing, this machine isn't for everyone. If you're just mending clothes or sewing simple curtains, a basic home machine will do fine. The Juki 2010q is overkill for that. It's heavy, it's loud, and it takes up space. You'll also need to oil it regularly, which adds a small but real maintenance step to your routine. If you're not ready to commit to that kind of upkeep, you might end up frustrated. It's also not the best choice if you're only working with delicate fabrics like silk or chiffon. Those need a lighter touch and a machine with adjustable presser foot pressure, which this one doesn't have. Where the Juki 2010q really shines is in heavy-duty sewing and quilting. I've used it to sew multiple layers of batting and fabric together for a queen-size quilt, and it handled it like a champ. The feed dogs are aggressive enough to pull thick stacks through without bunching, and the straight stitch is so precise that you don't have to worry about uneven seams. It's also great for sewing jeans or canvas bags, where a regular machine would struggle. If you're someone who sews leather, vinyl, or thick upholstery, this machine will save you a ton of frustration. One thing to keep in mind is the learning curve. This isn't a machine you can just plug in and start using like a basic singer. The manual is dense, and the setup requires a little patience. You'll need to thread the bobbin correctly, adjust the tension for different fabrics, and make sure the needle is seated properly. If you're not comfortable troubleshooting, you might want to watch a few YouTube tutorials before diving in. But once you get the hang of it, the Juki 2010q becomes a workhorse that just keeps going. Another practical strength is the price. For a semi-industrial machine, it's surprisingly affordable. Most industrial machines start at twice the price, and they're often sold without a table or accessories. The Juki 2010q comes with a basic presser foot, a walking foot, and a few other essentials, which saves you from buying a bunch of add-ons right away. It's also widely available, so you don't have to hunt down a specialty dealer to get one. That said, there are a few trade-offs. The machine is heavy, so if you plan to move it around often, you'll need to be strong or invest in a cart. The noise level is also higher than a typical home machine, which might be an issue if you're sewing in a shared space. And while the stitch quality is excellent, it's limited to straight stitches and a zigzag. If you need decorative stitches or buttonholes, you'll need to do those by hand or invest in a separate machine. So, who should buy the Juki 2010q? If you sew frequently, work with thick fabrics, or quilt regularly, this machine is a smart buy. It's durable, reliable, and built to last. If you're a beginner or only sew occasionally, you might want to start with something simpler. And if you're not ready to commit to maintenance or noise, this isn't the machine for you. At the end of the day, the Juki 2010q delivers on its promise. It's a semi-industrial machine that punches above its weight in terms of performance and value. It's not perfect, but it's the kind of machine that grows with you as your skills and projects get more ambitious. If that sounds like what you need, check out the link in the description and see if it's the right fit for you.